Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Emily. If you enjoy project panning, rotating through your existing makeup collection, unboxings, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. Today's video is going to be a shop my stash. I'm really bad at keeping on a schedule with this series, but here I am. We're switching up the format yet again because I'm already sitting here in my filming spot. So this is what we're doing today. For my shop my stash, I was heavily inspired by Chic Geek to only pull in 4 to 6 items because I'm already working on like 50 project pan items. So rotating through my collection is really hard when I'm trying to meet my project panning goals. I'm just going to hop right in. I'm going to start with the products that were already in my existing makeup collection that I wanted to get more use out of. Let's start with the fun part. I pulled out my BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette. This is one of my favorite palettes in my entire collection. I know you can't get it anymore, but I have used this palette so much. I just love it. I feel inspired and summery every time I pull this out. I did just a basic warm bronzy look on my eyes today using this palette. I have Escape in my crease, Hipster in my outer V, Flash on my lid, and Magical on my inner corner, and I just love it. I also wanted to share one other look with you that reminded me of like Moon Mist ice cream. Is that a Canadian thing or an Atlantic Canadian thing? That ice cream is the best. It's like blue and purple. I used Palooza in the crease. My voice is going and I have 4 videos to film. Oh boy. So Wag in the outer corner, Wicked over the lid, and oh yeah, I have Palooza on the inner corner as well, like the inner part of my lid, and then Spirit on the very inner corner as a highlight, and I loved that look so much. I have played with it a couple other times. Then besides that, of course, I did a pink look. I'm really glad I made this a priority to pull in and play with. This is the second time I've done my makeup in 2 weeks. So I've been in a funk, but this palette, I don't want to say it brought me out of the funk because I was in a funk while this was in my everyday makeup drawer as well, but when I felt like I was in the right headspace to sit down and take some time for myself and do my makeup, and when I pulled this palette, it just helped me feel a little bit better. I pulled 2 items that I was considering decluttering. The first is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi foundation. I am wearing this today. I have more combo skin, and my oils definitely come through a lot more in the summertime, of course, and this shade is a summer shade for me. It actually matches me pretty well right now. So it was kind of like this formula I may have liked more in the winter, but I got a shade that matches me better in the summer, so I wasn't sure if it was working. It's also not cruelty free and has technically expired because there's SPF in it, although I'll keep using it as long as the like scent, texture, that sort of thing doesn't change. You just can't rely on the SPF 20 that's on the bottle once it expires. All that's to say is I'm not going to declutter it just yet. I'm having a major cruelty-free identity crisis, which I will speak more on in another video. So I'm not looking to declutter this right now. It works. It's not my favorite foundation. It is from L'Oreal, so it's not a brand that I support anyways, but for now I will keep it and eventually have the goal to use it up. The same goes for the Wet n Wild highlight powder in Precious Petals. Not cruelty free, of course, and the shade also does not work for me all year round. I do have it on my cheeks today. I am very glowy with the Luminous foundation, this highlight. I also have a glowy blush on, and I'm also sweating because it's August. Anyways, this wasn't too dark for me. So either I'm remembering wrong or I have more of a tan than I usually do. I'm not really sure, but it is really beautiful. So for now I will keep this, but no, it's still not cruelty free. So again, the goal will eventually be to use it up, as is the goal with all of my makeup. The 3 eyeliners I reached for from between the last time I filmed a Shop My Stash. I don't pull these out of my drawers during my Shop My Stash, but as the looks call for them, I, go into my makeup collection and pull the ones that I feel like I needed that day. I have the Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in 22 Turquoise. It is a bright turquoise color and there is some shimmer in it, which I didn't realize when I bought it, but it's really pretty in the waterline. I also pulled in my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On in Perversion. This is a very creamy, rich black shade. I do find it stays in my waterline really well. I've seen reviews of people saying that it smudges or like transfers around on them, and I didn't have that problem. I really like the Urban Decay eyeliner formula. And then I pulled in my Physicians Formula liquid eyeliner. Physicians Formula is another one that I'm not supporting right now. This is on its last leg, so you can see it's not nearly as black as the Urban Decay one. So I kind of feel like if I focused on it, I could use it up, but I'm just gonna put it back in my drawer. This is my only liquid liner that is open right now, so when I feel like I need one, this will be the one I'm reaching for. And lastly, I pulled in the Maybelline matte lipstick in Beige Babe. I was wearing a really intense eye look one day and needed the palest, peachiest nude I could find, and this fit the bill. Again, not cruelty free, but it is a really pretty shade, and the Maybelline matte lipstick formula is one that I do enjoy. I do have quite a few of them, and it's a bummer that Maybelline is not cruelty free. Now onto the 3 new products that I pulled out. As you could tell, there was more than 4 to 6 products clearly, but the eyeliners and the lipstick I just pulled out of my drawer as I felt like I needed them. So first up, let's talk about the Ofra Makeup Fixer Spray. A lot of you are really interested in hearing my thoughts on this makeup setting spray, and I really like it. I do feel like it is one of those sprays that makes your makeup last longer. If you give yourself a good spritz, you can almost, as it's drying, feeling a bit of a tightening effect. I don't find it irritating to my skin. I don't find this as long lasting as the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. If you're really looking for one that will make your makeup budge proof, then that is the one that you need. But I really did like this, and I especially like it, in the hot, sweaty months. I feel like it did the job. But if you don't like sprays that kind of give you that like a bit of a tightening feeling as they're drying, then you probably won't like this one. But for me, that's how I kind of know that it's working, you know what I mean? From the time I filmed my last Shop My Stash to now, we've had some disappointing news about First Aid Beauty. So I was really excited to be testing out the First Aid Beauty Pores Be Gone Matte Primer. I thought this would be a new holy grail. I do really, really love it. And then First Aid Beauty went and started selling in China, which, again, I will talk about this more in a different video, but I don't know how I'm feeling about brands like First Aid Beauty right now after an article I read and some other corresponding videos I watched from other creators that I look up to in terms of cruelty-free. So yeah, that was a bummer. I don't find this to be super mattifying. I can understand, I think It's Just Steph says like it's a bit mattifying but also hydrating and does blur your pores, and I would agree with that. It's very strange. I've never used a primer quite like this. I do really like it. I would like to try this with a few of my other foundations, and also probably not when we are experiencing a heat wave, because this had a lot to hold up to. And lastly, I finally got a chance to try out the Buxom Wanderlust blush in Seychelles. It's what I'm wearing today. It is so glowy and beautiful. I love the neutral tone. I'm in love with this blush. I totally see the hype now, and I'm really, really happy that I own it and I finally used it, because I bought it quite a long time ago and then it sat in my makeup drawer of shame, which you guys will be seeing here in a second. So those were the products I pulled last time. Let's go and shop my stash. We'll be pulling 2 to 3 new products that are new to me to test out, and 2 to 3 products from my existing makeup collection that I want to get more use out of. Okay guys, here we are in my makeup drawer of shame. This is my new in makeup drawer. And it's full of makeup that's not even new. Some of it has been sitting here unused for well over a year. Yes, you heard me correctly. So, 2 to 3 items out of here. First thing that I've been thinking about a lot is my Smashbox Cali Contour Kit, and I really want to get some use out of this summer because I feel like the shades will work for me best with a tan, which I have right now. So this is the first item that I want to show some love over the next few weeks. The second one is my Too Faced Peach Perfect Powder, because I think that this is a more mattifying, yes, mattifying loose setting powder, and I think it will work really well for me in the summer when I'm a bit more sweaty. And I've been using the same loose powder all year long, and it's still nowhere near being done, which is frustrating the heck out of me. So I just want to take a break from that one, the one I'm panning, and try this one out because I think it's going to work for my skin really nicely. Lastly, I'm going to do something that I never allow, again the quotation marks, allow myself to do, and I'm going to pull something that is brand new. Literally just got it in the mail. And I'm just going to test it out. This is how makeup should be. You should get it in the mail, be so excited to rip it open and use it and test it out. But clearly that doesn't happen for me. Propa Beauty, what are these called? Luminous Satin Lipsticks. So excited about these. I got 3 shades, Finesse, Victress, and Her Magic. Finesse is broken, smashed, melted, and destroyed. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw that. However, they are sending me a replacement. They had the fastest, most amazing customer service, but I feel like I can still use it for the purposes of testing the formula and the color, and then I will film a pretty video with like the new bullet once I have it, so you don't have to see my mangled one. But I'm going to pull these 3 to test out the formula and get a review ready for you guys, because I'm so excited to support this brand new indie brand. I've wanted to try more indie brands this year and I haven't done it. So brand new indie brand, Black owned. I'm so excited. I haven't bought a new lipstick in a really long time. I have lots of new lipsticks in this section over here that you can't really see, but most of them came in BoxyCharm, and these are the first ones in a really long time that I've actually like went and purchased myself. That's enough rambling. That's it for the new makeup drawer. That's the 3 products. I'm counting the lipsticks as 1 because it's 1 formula, and that is what I want to test out, is the formula, but I have 3 colors in it. Anyways. Sorry if you could hear my washing machine draining. It's kind of loud. It's actually not making any noise right this second as I'm speaking, but you might hear it in a second. This is my singles, and there, now you can hear it, and small palettes here. I know I want to pull in the ColourPop Super Shock in KathleenLights. I haven't used this in, oh, you can see my shoes. I'm a mess today. I haven't used this in so long. It is a like vibrant orangey metallic. And I've been thinking about this a lot, so I want to pull it, and I don't give my single products enough love. These aren't like magnetic singles, but like individually packaged things. Another thing I was thinking about, which you guys remind me to pull this out. I'm stuttering now, oh my gosh. Next time, this is the MAC Pigment in Tan. I haven't used this in a million years. And I know if I pull it out now, it's not going to get used because I'm working on too much, but next time. Remind me for next time. I think I want to just focus on my Project Pan eyeshadow since I haven't been doing my makeup very much. That progress is seriously lacking. But I was also thinking of this because I had so much fun playing with it last year around this time. Oh, you know what? I am going to pull this, but if I don't use it a handful of times, I'll just keep it in next rotation. How does that sound? I can already tell I'm pulling out more than what I intended. Whatever. This is my summer highlights. These are ones that only work when I have a tan, so I want to make sure I'm rotating through them. And next up, I do want to use the Ofra highlight in Rodeo Drive. This one I can get away with when I don't have a tan if I'm really light-handed, but I want to be able to pile this puppy on and be seen from space because the Ofra highlighters are like no joke. So I want to pull that out. And lastly, if you've been around for a while, you know that I'm trying to use all of my liquid lipsticks at least once in the run of a year. I started this in April, and back here are the ones that I have used out of the way. And the formula I want to pull a couple out from is Huda Beauty. So I think I have two. Maybe. Oh, right here in front of my face. Oh my goodness. So I have two Huda Beauty liquid lipsticks. I have Trendsetter and Venus. And maybe I'll swatch these. Okay, so here are the swatches. This one is Trendsetter. It's a bit more of an orangey type of nude, and this is Venus, which is a mauvey nude. I want to pull out both of these to get some use out of them. I remember it being a very thin but comfortable formula, and I haven't reached for them in a really long time. So wow, I'm now realizing I'm pulling in 5 lip products on top of all of the ones I'm panning. Oh boy, this might be a mistake, but my goal of my Shop My Stash videos are to use them a handful of times. Obviously, I want to use these enough to have a solid review for you guys, but I would love to use each of these 2 to 3 times before putting them back, minimum 2 to 3 times. So if by the time I'm filming a new Shop My Stash, if I haven't used them enough, I'll just keep them in. And to recap, instead of moving my camera, I'll just do it right here. I have the Smashbox Cali Contour palette, the Huda Beauty Electric Obsessions palette, 2 Huda Beauty things, the Ofra highlight in Rodeo Drive, the Too Faced Peach Perfect powder. This is just a little one if that wasn't apparent before. And the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in KathleenLights. Now that I have a free hand, I can swatch this for you as well. Wow, this is still so creamy and smooth. If you're sure to really like close it tight, I bought this when it released in the Something Lights quad thing that she did. And it still feels exactly like it did when it was brand new. Look at that vibrant coppery orange goodness. I'm so excited to play with that. I hope you guys enjoyed watching my Shop My Stash. Let me know which products you're excited to hear reviews on next time, if you have any looks in mind or how I can work with these along with my project pan items. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that I know, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!